World War I aircraft. When it comes to World War I, there are many things that were important. There are many things that contributed to our success. These include trench warfare, weapons, and tanks. But the one factor that overrode all the rest was aircraft. Without aircraft, we probably wouldn't have done as well as we did in the war. There are three main aircraft topics that we can explain to others. Once we do so, you will see how much of an important role they've played. These include dirigibles, fighters, and bombers.
Bombers. World War I was the first war where they deployed bomber aircrafts on large scale. A bomber aircraft is designed to attack ground and sea targets by dropping bombs. There were two different classifications of bombers, strategic and tactical. Strategic bombers were primarily designed for long-range bombing missions against things such as bridges and supply bases. Tactical bombing were aimed at enemy military units and installations and were typically assigned to smaller aircrafts. The use of bombers was very important in World War I. Bombing raids were conducted all the time. Bombers such as Zeppelins were extremely vulnerable to ground fire but could level buildings in seconds.
Dirigibles. Dirigibles were first used in World War I. Germans at the outbreak of the war had 6 operating dirigibles. They knew that they could fly as far as England and back to Germany. Germany had 2 dirigible companies, the Schütz-Lanz Company, and the largest company was called the Zeppelin Company. Dirigibles were commonly used to bomb London and other areas with many people located there. Dirigibles were unsuccessful in war, however, because they were a large target. Germans, under the Treaty of Versailles, were ordered to give all the airships to the Allies, but Germans tried to destroy as many as possible. Dirigibles were not the first balloons used in war, but they were the most iconic.
Fighter planes. A fighter aircraft is a military aircraft designed primarily for air-to-air combat with other aircraft. Fighters were developed in response to the fledgling use of aircraft and dirigibles in World War I for air and ground attack roles. The highlights of a fighter are its small size, speed, and its ability to maneuver well. Fighters are the primary means by which armed forces gain air superiority over their opponents in battle. Beginning with simple and fragile fighters such as the Fokker E-3, the Air Forces quickly developed sophisticated aircraft to contest the skies over Europe. Fighters were important because fighter planes and strong anti-aircraft artillery made it hard to bomb during day hours. In conclusion, you can gather that aircraft was very important when it came to World War I. Bombers were designed to attack ground and sea targets. Fighters made it extremely hard for attackers to drop bombs. They served as not only protection, but something that was able to maneuver easily and get to destinations quickly. Dirigibles were the first used in World War I to drop bombs. Without these types of aircraft, we never would have gotten the successful victory we did in World War I.